Hello you guys, this is Precious with another one of my videos. And I make these videos because I am still dealing with being stalked and harassed by authority figures and citizens. Um I was just on YouTube and I had seen where I was watching they had it on YouTube from the Department of Justice, where they caught these some people that work for the government or state, however it goes, and you had people that was running, and I guess they got into it, or they was just targeted for speaking. They was targeted for speaking out. We have a freedom of speech in the United States of America, and so anyway, I'm dealing with, it was my issue is not for freedom of speech, but I'm being discriminated against. I have different men have had sex offenders moved in around me, different men targeting me when I'm going out in public. I've never ever in my life had any Mexican men. So many Mexican men solicited me in my life or trying to come on to me ever in my life. When I was sexually assaulted, well, initially, I'm gonna say this too, because initially, like I've said in my other videos, I know who has created this stalking and harassment against me. And the thing about it though is that when I reported it, it's been taken very lightly. I don't know when this guy set it up, but they had been watching me way before it came out, because I started noticing that I was being followed and being watched. And so I started, and so like we broke up in 2020, and he threatened me and told me that I was gonna die. Now we done been together 14 years. He never had ever said I was gonna die, this and that, but this particular time is when he said that I was gonna die, God gonna do this and do that. And when I reported this to the police, it wasn't taken seriously at all. I've also went and got paperwork filed to try to get it pursued against him as well. I was also turned down there too. Now going to the sexual assault, then I was sexually assaulted in 2019, and that was also taken lightly. They said it was just what happened to me was just a ticket. I tried to call a detective many a times who was over the sexual assault department at the time. He would never return any of my calls. Come to find out, he had put in my file that my case was closed due to the wrong address. Now this man had my phone number. I had been calling him, leaving him messages, but I never knew he had closed my case. Anyway, so I was told I needed to move, and I did. I moved due to the situation. Only when I moved, the situation of the stalking and harassment got worse. I ended up going to a shelter. I went to the shelter in Sherman, Texas, to Grayson Crisis Center. It's like a little church. You guys have to be careful. I can't emphasize, I can't say this any louder, any harder. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. You got to watch. It's just because you got people that's got these shelters for battered women, or people, these people got these some of these people that are in these places do not have good intentions for people who are going through domestic violence or any other thing that they could be going through. Some people are just getting these buildings and getting these nonprofits only to make money. They don't care. All they care about is coming up. They don't give a darn about you. I'm telling you, I know for a fact. I have never been to a shelter before, but when I went to this shelter, it was 3 women. No, it was 4 women that was there that I knew that with the stuff that was going on toward me, they knew about it. I could tell they knew about it more than what I was saying to them, especially the one that worked on night shift. And because of what they was doing toward me. Who would come now? I had moved from one room, because I was in one room when I first got there by the door. So I was there for about a week. And so what they started doing was shaking the floor. So how can you sleep if somebody's sitting up shaking the floor all night? So I asked them. It went on for about a couple of days, and I went and told them. I asked them, and they said you can move to a different room. So mind you, they got rooms on this side and rooms on the other side of the house. Now coming into this building, I never knew that this building was co-ed, especially due to it's supposed to be for women that's bad, dealing with rape. You got, they never said anything about men can come here too. So I moved on the other side. Let me smoke. Sorry, y'all. It's a lot dealing with this. So I moved on the other side of the house. When I moved on the other side of the house a couple of days later, come to find out, because it was a girl who had came in probably like I was there about 3 weeks when she had done came in. So they had 2 different girls had done. Well, it was 2 women that was there once I got there. It was one lady, then you had another lady. She had like 7 kids that was there. She ended up leaving, and then the lady who didn't have no kids, she ended up leaving a little bit after the one with the kids had left. And so then I was there by myself. I moved on the other side of the house, and it was a closet right next door to the room that I moved into. And so it was it was 2 girls that ended up coming after those other 2 girls left. And due to COVID, they wasn't having a lot of people come in, supposedly, because of COVID. So they were skipping the room and allowing the women to, you be in one room, skip a room, one room, skip a room. So it was a girl, it was this last girl who had came, this last lady who had came before the other 2 women ended up coming, right? She didn't come back. So I had went looking at her room and knocking on her door one day, and her door happened to be closed. I think because when she had first left, the door was open. Like was it open, or was it not? The door was closed. And then, yeah, the door was closed. She left, the door was closed. And so, I went to go knock on her door one day, and I was trying to see had she came back yet from, because it was a holiday, and I think it was Thanksgiving. And I was trying to see had she came back. She never did come back, but come to find out, it was a dude in her room, a Mexican dude at that, right? They had came and told me nothing. This Grayson Crisis Shelter in Sherman, Texas. They had came and told me that it was a man on the unit or nothing. We ain't got no locks on the door or anything. You don't know if I know this Mexican man or not. Especially if I just told you I was sexually assaulted by a Mexican dude. He was a maintenance guy in Hamilton Village where I stayed in South Dallas. So they ain't said nothing about, ma'am, we got a Mexican guy here in the room or anything. They even know if I wanted that I even want to be in a building with another man due to the situation I'm going through. They ain't said nothing to me. But when I started complaining about what was going on, they hair up. So over there, we gonna get them up out of here. But if my thing is that if there was something that y'all do, why would y'all want to hair up and get them up out of there? Because y'all knew that y'all was doing something against me. I don't know who these group of authority figures are, what they're saying to these people, the kind of bribes that they are giving them. But it's something very illegally and foul that's going on toward me. They either trying to get me to harm myself, harm somebody else, or die because of what they are doing to me. I've made plenty of videos telling you guys that they're 24/7. They're putting something up between my legs and pointing at my anal part 24/7. They are aiming something, burning my feet. They are aiming at something on my back. I went to the hospital, to the doctor to go for a visit to go see if my kidneys are being affected, liver, anything from what's going on. But when I went there, it was late. I got to get back up there because I haven't noticed anything like been bleeding, anything out of the ordinary. So I just been sitting up trying to figure out what they are using, right? What, how is whatever they're pointing at me being able to even stick a hold to my body, and so, anyway, I done kind of lost the train of my thought when I even started thinking about that. And so, anyway, I lost my train of thought when I started talking about what they've been doing. They be steady sticking stuff between my legs, and they do it 24/7. 24/7 they're doing. They went from turning off my water in my bathroom. Now, mind you, that I had when I went to the shelter, the Grayson County shelter, I stayed there until I could find me somewhere else to stay. right? When once you come into the shelter, it's a lady named Ruby. She's a Hispanic or she's an Indian lady with long hair. She comes like she the intake lady. She comes and asks you what's going on. You write it down, and then they don't never say nothing about you're gonna be here 2 weeks. None of that. So on that, like they're gonna really help you. So I get back there, and I'm trying to, do what I need, because I didn't need them for no money or no food. I had I had my income. Come to find out, too, see, I talked to one of the ladies that was there too, and she tell me that the requirement too to be there is to have a job. It's to have a job. Now check this out. Now you coming out of breaking out of an abusive relationship, right? So this is where domestic violence went. People who dealing with domestic violence. You come out of a abusive relationship, and when you come to Sherman, you don't know if you're gonna stay in those Shermans, and you don't know what a person got going on. First of all, if we even trying to say you got a requirement to get them a job. So when the lady had told me that, I think that was kind of messy. That something was being messy right there. And then there was another lady, a black lady that worked there too, and she works they had these different advocates. You got one morning shift, one the evening shift, and you got one night shift. Well, you probably have two on each shift, except at night. It's gonna be one. And okay, so I was talking to this lady. It was a black lady that was there, and I was trying to tell her what was going on toward me. Giving her a little bit more of the information that was going on toward me. She sat there 3 times and asked me. She said, "What you say? What you say?" Now I'm sitting up here. I forget what I was even telling her about, but I know 3 times. I'm trying to figure out, she was literally sitting right there in the office, and I'm standing up talking to her. I'm trying to figure out what part, and I never did say what part you ain't hearing, because I didn't want to be rude, But come to find out, once I had looked at it, and then the last incident happened, I seen. Yeah, it was something foul going on there. Mind you, I went in my phone, and they number was the first number that came up looking for a Battle for Women shelters. That's why I even called them. When I called them, it's a place that referred me to them. They'll come pick you up, take you there, and everything. And that's what happened with me. But and then I go on the website too. I didn't even look at the review to try to even see was this a good place. But once I left, I did. And I seen on there that it was some man that was saying, "Oh, it's easy to find." I said, "Dang, easy to find." But that shelter is not a good shelter. It's some dirt that's going on up in there. And so, so mind you, I was on this side of the house. I moved on the other side, on the opposite side of the house, then, right? And it's a room, it's a closet that's right there by the room, by the room that I was in. And so, now, when I tell you about they hear up and got the Mexican boy up out of there. They hear, once I had him put the complaint in, complaint about what is he doing here? How all of a sudden, I hear him got, he waiting on somebody to come pick him up. First of all, you don't even know if I even know him, and it was just a real sick game that they were playing, and so then he ended up leaving. And so it was a black girl that ended up coming up. A black girl ended up coming in. She's supposed to be homeless. And so she started. I started feeling. I had went to a meeting, and I was just laying there. And then that on that side, they started shaking the floor then too. So something just told me to go down there and see, because I know that the office is on this side. But who could be shaking it on this side? Ain't nothing but some rooms on this side. So it had to be somebody that was in the room. I went and opened up her door. And she was standing up too. She was standing up, and she was shaking the floor. So it's a group of them. I don't know who is kin or who, what they saying to each other to get them. It's some bribes going on in this for sure. I know for a fact, because I'm gonna move forward with this conversation. So anyway, during that night, I go back in my room. The lady, the advocate that worked on the night shift, Felicia, so she's a Caucasian lady, worked on the night shift. She was in the closet next to the room that I was in. Now I wouldn't even never came out of my room. It's 12 something at night. Everybody in there sleep, but mind you, she ain't by nobody else's. It wasn't nobody but me and that other girl there. And so, but she wasn't by her, cause she was up the house. She was right in the closet by me. It's 12 something that night. We have to sleep. Because when we get up in the morning, we have to be on the computer looking for somewhere to stay or doing something to be trying to get ourselves away from there. Right? You can't just lay around like, they let me do that for like the first week I was there due to what's going on. And then after that, you got to start trying to be up like pretty much all day trying to find you somewhere to stay. Then you got chores and stuff to do. And so anyway, it's 12 o'clock at night. And so the reason why we got up when we looked outside because she kept on hitting the wall. Come on, his was like boom. I'm like, why are they making noise? And they know that the clients got to be her sleep. I go out there, so she is supposed to be cleaning out the closet. Now, mind you, though, ain't nothing in the closet but some Pampers. They not in no box. These in like the they was in the red and white like diaper. I don't know if they were Huggies or I forgot I ain't had no kids in so long. But I know the bag, the label and the packaging on the Pampers was it was a package. It wasn't in a box. It was very soft, so there's no reason for her to been had boom. Hitting the wall, boom, and that's exactly what she was doing, and so I came and I looked and I went back because I ain't even trying to go there, and so I go back in the room and she started back doing it again, and I asked her, I'm like, why are you hitting the wall every time you put them Pampers up in there, and I forget everything had went down. I know I had went off on her. Because the whole thing, like I said, they're trying to get me to harm myself, harm somebody else, or get in trouble or go to jail. That's what they're trying to do. And so I forget, we ended up having words, and another lady had ended up coming that worked at the facility. Now, do this make any sense? She gonna tell me, and you could tell that she knew that she was doing wrong. She knew what she was saying to me. What she was saying to me was wrong. They called me a Uber. Guess who come? I ain't never seen nobody that work for Uber come in a big old truck. Like this man was in a truck. The truck sit way up in the air. A Mexican man get out the truck. And like he finna get my bag and stuff. Look like he just got fresh mud or look like he had been working somewhere outside. Mud on his boots. But I wasn't never finna go nowhere with him. But that's the whole game that they was playing with that they playing. I ain't never seen nobody in Uber ever come in no truck that sit way high off the ground with no big old wheels on it, coming picking up nobody to take me back to no Dallas. And I didn't go with them neither. And I told her, I'm not finna go nowhere with that Mexican man. I said, look at the truck and the hose sit up and he better not touch my stuff. So she like, well, we'll get you a room, or you can just, I said, you ain't got to give me no room. I don't mind staying. She was like, because she'll give me a room if I didn't want to just stay to the next day and they call me another Uber first thing in the morning. I said, I can go back in there later. I'm not gonna say nothing to Felicia, but I know she didn't do nothing else that night. She didn't do nothing else that night. So and the lady did what she gonna do too. When she gonna say the lady that Felicia had called back up there, one of the staff, I don't know if she was part of the work with the owner. I know she worked there. She was Caucasian too. Felicia Caucasian too. And she gonna say, well, she was cleaning out the closet. I didn't even reply to it. I didn't even say nothing. I'm like, you know darn well that people's in their sleep, that she don't have no right to be making up no loud noise like that while we in our sleep. That's what the shelter for, to help the people. Now, if you in there disturbing, y'all got requirements, that's not right for her to be in there slamming that. And I'm telling you what she did. When she wasn't listening to nothing I said, she was on that lady's side. So right then too, I knew that it's something going on. They bribing, they telling them something. I don't know, they giving them extra money. They doing something, and I know it got something to do with some money and some positions. You can guarantee that. And so anyway, I leave. I get back to Dallas and I get home and I end up moving, and I move where I stand at now, and the stuff's still going on up under the floor, except if they weren't putting up between my legs over in my other apartment. They had started the vibration to the floor, but once I got over here, that's when they started pointing this stuff between my legs, burning my feet, shining the light on side of my eye, turning off my water. And that's what I think too, that it's something with the water. I don't know if it's something with my water. It's something different going on with my water. I feel that everybody else's water over, because my thing is that I kept calling code enforcement, telling code enforcement they steady turning off my water over on the property. But when they get over here, as long as my water is on, they just leave. They don't investigate to see what's going on or nothing. And what they keep trying to use is my diagnosis, like I'm crazy, you know, or she don't believe. They never said nothing about my diagnosis though. When I paid them my deposits to move here or my rent, they never said nothing about that when I'm going to pay my rent. But when I got a complaint, oh, she's schizophrenic. My diagnosis has nothing to do with what's going on with me. Matter of fact, I've been having diagnosis since 2006. Now, why all of a sudden it's 2021? I want to just throw it out to calling the police, complaining about. I'm complaining about what's going on. Oh, my diagnosis done all of a sudden just came out, and I'm just making up what's going on. Now, what's going on is that you guys are doing something fraudulent toward a citizen and think y'all gonna get away with it, and y'all not. Y'all not. I'm not gonna stop reporting until they get caught, cause it's a group of them. Like the other day, I was standing on the balcony. And something that happened out on my phone. So much has been happening to me since I've been on this property. They've been hacking my Wi-Fi, hacking my phone, you know, and I've been having to steady call the people that I got my, you know, pay my bill to about what's going on. Only so much that they can do. And I did talk to a guy who had told me that, because I was telling him what was going on my phone. He said, your device is compromised. It's not an app that they own. It's your actual phone. And I know that. That I figured that they don't compromise. Now, I don't even know. I'm born and raised in Texas, but I don't know that many men like that addiction or not. Like I said, you know, my addiction, I did a lot of stuff, but I still don't know a lot of men like that. And still, it's sad to see that you got these other men, and you got the men that's authority figures that think they can get away with doing something towards somebody because they know authority figure. You know what I'm saying? And so I was doing something with my phone the other day. And so, mind you, this is how I started noticing too that I was being watched, because they was wearing these red shirts. So I was sitting outside, and at 24/7 they sitting there listening at me, right? It's a guy I noticed that's across the street. Got these little cars. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's gay or what, but I stay in the gay community. So, and it's some perversion, sick mess going on over here, you know. But anyway, baby, here he come outside putting on his red shirt. You got one getting out the car up their red shirt. I'm talking about it really had me really rolling, because I'm trying to figure out what point y'all proving, because you still ain't proved no point. Only thing y'all been doing is violating me. That's what y'all been doing, and they are going to get caught. And every time I call the police are not, they just taking the situation lighter. Me and my neighbor were trying to go out the gate the other day. Well, like some months ago, and couldn't get out neither side. So they keep on the Fowler Property Management owns a couple of properties in this area, right? This is the only property that's having so many police calls. The gates stay wide open. They stay locking the one back here by me. So let me tell you, the other day, I took the lock off of her. And like I told the police, I would take it off again, because I'd be darned if I stay somewhere and pay $14.50. I don't care what I pay. I stay here and I can't get out the gate. I'm gonna take it off again. So my thing, what I didn't get was, you'll call the police and report me taking the lock off the gate because you can't get out of it, but you're not calling reporting who messing with it. So that whoever called the police and reported it must be the one that's messing with the gate. Because even when I called the office and told the office that the lock was messed up, so I'm finna send my locksmith Smith out there. That man, they didn't never send nobody out here. Never did. So, like, check this out. I sent the maintenance request to him, told him about the wall breaking, and they keep on blinking my lights off on and off over here. Maintenance man come over today. He can't see where the issue comes from. I said, I know, because he was like, anybody could be turn off your lights, got to be in your apartment. I said, no, that's not the case. It's a man that's staying in 307. One stay in 306, one stay under 306 and 206. It's something slick going on with whatever they are doing. I know for a fact it's a lot of it coming out of 307. But the thing about it is catching him, proving that he's the one that keep on hacking my Wi-Fi, him in 306, and maybe it's 206 too. But it's something, even the man, when I called my internet provider, they even said, ma'am, you using a lot of internet. And I'm not. I don't even have that many devices. I said anything normal, that's me. Anything over normal, those are the people who keep on hacking my Wi-Fi. I mean, changing changing my TV, making my TV mess up, go slow. You know, I'm having to steady reset my TV. But you know, I'm getting these different kind of apps on my TV I ain't even installed on my TV. Just all this stupid stuff. You know, I don't even have a timer on my TV set, but because they've hacked my Wi-Fi. They've into my TV, turning my TV off. I fall asleep, wake back up. My TV is off. You know, instead of keep on coming and asking me, do I want to keep streaming or do I want to keep streaming? Or don't ask a question again for this channel. If I put on there and say don't ask a question again for this channel, why would I wake up my TV off? Because they keep on turning it off. You know what I'm saying? And when I get up and move somewhere around my house, they started stopping my TV. You know what? If you ain't got nothing else better to do but sit up and watch me all day long, God bless you. God bless you, because you're gonna end up getting caught. The other day I go out to go take my TV to ship it off because it's for it to get repaired. I don't even know how this ambulance, well, like I said, they watch me 24/7. Every time I go outside, for most of the time when I go outside, here comes the ambulance and fire truck. Where y'all going? Who y'all degrading? Because y'all ain't degrading nobody. Because when they find out who doing it, that's where degrading gonna come in at. Because you know, it trips me how people got this way of thinking they doing something to somebody until they get caught. Like, you not doing, they don't bust nobody bubble. And don't nothing they do scare me at all. Like, totally nothing. I'm just like, if I'm gonna die so bad, please do it, because you ain't torturing nobody. All you doing is doing something sick. You know, they doing something thinking they're gonna get away with doing it. And it's sad to see. Let me go back to this. So I go take my TV to go send it off to people, get it repaired. Right, the fire department is right by the UPS place. Soon as I get up there by the fire department, now mind you, when I stayed in Garland, I stayed wearing Nike slides, right? The Caucasian guy comes outside like he was looking for me. You know, it was like, you know, whatever game they play, come outside with some Nike slides on and smoking a cigarette. I've never dealt with ain't gonna wave at me. I didn't even say nothing back to him. Like, I just want to cuss him out, but I ain't gonna give you what you want. And that's what they think they gonna do. You ain't gonna do, you're not gonna do. I'm not your average whoever they've been doing it to, and they ain't never said nothing about it or been saying something about it, but they ain't got caught yet doing it. I'm quite sure it's gonna be some got caught doing it, or how it's just you know, they keep doing it until they get caught. They think they gonna be just the same way other things go. You know, people do. So, but the thing about it is that when you keep on trying to report something to the police, it's being taken lightly. Like I ain't got nothing else to do but sit up in my house and call. Man, please, you know, don't even suck me. Like, I'm just want to sit up here and make up something to call the police. Like, seriously. And even the guy who was owning this property, I had already said from jump, he didn't even look like an owner, because he don't even carry himself as an owner. He don't look like a thug. He look like he wanna be a thug, and he not even the right person to even be over this property, you know. And so they coming over here having people taking all these pictures and stuff. And the mortgage man I asked him, I said, oh, they selling the property? I stood right there and asked the man, right? He stood right there in my face and lied and said he trying to get him a loan for this property, when he knew that they were selling this property. He knew that ain't nobody gonna give you no loan for these regular apartments. Because if that's the case, he would never went out there and built that stuff out there on that ground. He knew when nobody want to give you no loan when you did that. You know, I don't know what he called this stuff doing. He just took something and just threw it down there. That ain't nothing. But my thing is that every time I keep on calling the police, the situation is being taken very lightly. I'm talking about whatever they using, they keep blowing out my light bulbs at the bottom. Let me show you my light bulb. Hold on. This is what they done did to the light bulb that I had in this lamp right here. You see this lamp? They are taking my light bulbs, and this is what they doing to them. When I'm changing the bulb of the light bulb, they are this is the second light bulb they done did like that. They're cracking it somehow, taking it out of the top port. I guess they think they're supposed to scare me. I don't know what they could be thinking. But I know enough of that been seeing that. I'm not your average whoever y'all been doing stuff to. You don't scare me because they going to get caught. And I guess they think by my rap sheet, they think, oh, I'm going to go to prison. You can tell that the ones that got them doing it ain't been to prison. They ain't been in no jail. You know, and them be the main ones that's going to end up getting a taste of their own medicine. You just watch the no telling what they been out here doing. Because what they doing toward me, it seems like it's so easy for them to do. Because it's somebody that's backing them up to make them feel like they're going to get caught. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to say a little more in this video, but I'm not going to do it. There's going to be a time where I'm going to be able to say everything I need to say about who I know been delegating what's going on to even allowed to keep on happening. Because ain't no way I'm instead of reporting these different officers that, like the other day. Check this out too. So, hold on guys. The other day, I'm standing at the ATM now. I ain't never seen nobody homeless standing at no ATM. For one, do you know if somebody homeless at the ATM that somebody would call the police on that homeless person because they would be scared they're going to try to rob them or something? I ain't never in my life ever seen any homeless people ever standing at no ATM. Never. Like in front of no bank, getting bumping for no money or nothing. Because they already feel like a person probably think they're going to try to rob them. Like they don't want no trouble. They not going to do that. They not going to do that. Like seriously, they not. I've never seen it. I'm at the ATM because I'm trying to do a transaction with my money. This guy, he goes to like I told, 24/7. I'm being followed and bothered 24/7 by this group. It's blacks involved in it, but it's more Mexicans than it is blacks, and it's some white people involved in it too, and it's some women that's involved in this. What's even so sad? Some women that's involved in it too. And so I see the guy every time I go to the ATM, it don't never fail. One of them gonna come up there to the ATM, and so I'm up there. So the Hispanic guy comes up. He goes to the ATM in front of me. All of a sudden, now it's 3 ATMs at this particular bank. You know, plenty of people gonna always walk up to them ATMs. It doesn't specify just because you on feet that you can't go to these ATMs in the back. It don't specify that because they're outside for a reason. Anybody can use them. They just and especially if you got a car or if you on feet, you can just walk up to anyone. It's 3 ATMs, right? So he goes to the ATM that's in front of me. He can't do deposits, right? I seen him look back at me with a grin before he even came over there by me, right? He comes back, go around, tries to come on the side. I'm like, I'm using this ATM. This man gonna get out. He was trying to demand me. Like I said, look, dude, he gets out. I got the video of it. He gets out his car, sticking his. I'm finna call the police on you right now. I told you I'm using this ATM.